Hey guys, Cobra here, and this is a pickups video, but I also have a little surprise in the end. Um, it's something I didn't really let anybody know about, and I just sort of did it, and I'm going to show you guys, and we'll see what happens. But let's get into some recent things I've gotten. I don't know if you guys saw my Battletoads review. If not, check it out, but this is new, Battletoads for the Genesis. Picked that up a few days ago. I also picked up this offline. Got it for like $1.50, I think. It's a code book for some NES and SNES, Super NES, and I believe there's some Game Boy in there too. But I'm trying to collect some of those old manuals. And I was at the Goodwill the other day, and the Goodwill at my place around me is very hit or miss. Sometimes you'll find some great stuff, but sometimes you just leave there with nothing. Like today I went in there, they had an old Game Boy, which I'm not really desiring, and they had a Genesis controller, but I already have plenty of those, so there's no reason to get another one. So I didn't get anything, but the other day I was there, and I sort of did really well. First thing I'll show you. I really can't believe that it was even there. It's it's Mario Paint complete in the box with the mouse pad, the mouse, everything. Which kind of sucks because I just bought the mouse and mouse pad for like 20 bucks a few weeks ago. Then I find it at Goodwill for like $4 in the box. Unbelievable. but I can't complain too much. Really happy to find this. I have a little collection of things in the box going up on my high shelf up there. So, and then I was walking through, and I just found this, and I was going over to my buddy to say, hey, look what I found. And I passed this lady, and she had a box similar to mine in there, and I was like, hey, what is that? And I look, and it's a Super Game Boy in a big box like that, and I was like, oh my god, I don't even have a Super Game Boy, so I was like, crap, she's gonna buy that. Then she started showing it to her like her son or her husband or something. She might have been old or whatever. Let's just say it was her son or her husband, and he looked at it, he opened it up, and then he kind of walked back towards the electronics. He was looking at it, and he just sort of set it back on the shelf, and I was like, oh my god, awesome, so I got to take this. So I got it and pulled it out, and this is what it is. Super Game Boy. It's the Super Game Boy. It says it plays them in color on the TV, which I did not know, and it comes with a 72-page book. It's a player's guide, I guess, is what it says. I have looked online, and I have not found this one. I found the little one, and I've found the book, but I've never found the combination of them in one box. I don't know. If somebody help me out there, I'm not really sure. Either way, I did really well, but is this rare? I have no idea. I know the Super Game Boy isn't rare, but maybe it's rare in this combination. I'm not really sure. I gotta love Coke. Oops. Anyway, so I got that. I was pretty excited about that. Before I unveil the thing, I want to tell you guys two things. First off, a few weeks ago, I was actually getting ready to do a video, and I sort of slid my Master System over, and I accidentally hit the power button, which was, it's in the front. It's very oddly located, and I hit it all the time. And I heard a pop noise, and the system wouldn't turn back on. So I called the guy that I bought it from, I told him the thing. I dropped it off like on Friday. I dropped it off on Friday of last week, and I called him a few days ago. He said, okay, just give me a few more days. So I went in there today. He couldn't fix it. So my Master System's fried. He said since I bought it from him, he'd give me half off on another Master System, which would make it $20, which I might go up on later. I'm not really in a big hurry right now to get the Master System fixed, because I've been playing a lot of Genesis and Xbox and Super Nintendo lately. And then one more thing I want to talk about. Since I just got this Battletoads, that means I have all the Battletoads for the Sega Genesis. I have the Double Dragon and then Battletoads. Now I wish I had the manuals for both of them, but I don't have them for either. So basically what I'm telling you is I really want the Battletoads Double Dragon for the NES and the Super NES, and then I want Battletoads for the Super NES. So if you guys have those, you guys want to do a trade or you want to sell them, that'd be really fantastic. It's one of my favorite franchises, and I really want to get those games. Oh, man, that Coke is good. But at any rate, I really want to get all the Battletoads games. Not so much the portable ones, but if you do have those, you know, don't hurt to send me a message. But I really, really want to get the Battletoads games. I really love them. So anyway, for the surprise, again, I was in Goodwill the day after I got the Mario Paint and Game Boy, and I was like, you know what? Is somebody who would have just a Mario Paint and a Game Boy? Why would they have that and not like a Super NES or some more games? Well, lo and behold, I went in there the next day, and I didn't see anything where the games usually are. But then I go over to the electronics where those boxes were, and I was hoping to find Earthbound. I know that was sort of high hoping, but since Earthbound's in a big box like this, I thought, what the heck? And unfortunately, I didn't find it. But I did find the Super Nintendo. I did find that. You know, I found the console that it went with, $10, and it came with 2 controllers, and I was like, you know, I can't pass this up. And the system was in rough shape. It was, it had discolorization. Now they turned yellow on the top half, and there were some chips in it. And I was like, well, you know what? For $10, who the hell cares? To find a Super Nintendo like this is rare anyway. And I sure as hell know they're more than $10. And again, it didn't come with any cords, so I went a shot in the dark, and it does work. And I tested it out. But since it had that discolorization, I was like, you know what? That NES that I colored, custom painted, worked out pretty well. Why not do it again, you know? So I sort of tossed around some ideas, and I didn't want to go with Mario because that's too, you know, generic. I don't know if I showed this, by the way. I did get a Nintendo sticker for it, decal sticker, and you know, and I didn't really want to do any white because it gets scuffed too easy, and the blue, well, you know, whatever. The Super Nintendo, to me, has always been a more hardcore system than the NES anyways, and so I wanted to do something that would represent that. And so since I just got the Battletoads games, I was like, you know, they have that Battletoads symbol, you know, and all that, and then I have that black paint that has the you know, the glitter, so it makes it look like metallic. So that's what I went with. I did that, and without further ado, I'd like to show it to you guys right now. This is it here. I think it's turned out fantastic. To be honest with you, I like this more than the other one. Basically what we have is we have the metallic black, and then the reset and power switches I left purple just for color, and they look good. I ended up painting the eject button. I could have left it a different color, but it was white was my choice basically, and it would have been pretty difficult to paint that. So I just spray painted that black too. And here's the Battletoad symbol. Let me see if it is this little symbol up here in the corner, that little logo. I don't know how well you can see it, but here's one on the back too. It is that. And when my buddy cut out the stencil, he cut out. He couldn't really do the eyes. It would have had to been tricky. So we originally planned to do eyes, but when I did a test spray to see what it looked like, we sort of decided that it looked better without the eyes. So that's the way I did it, without the eyes. And I like this thing, and it works fine. I did test it, you know. So it's replacing my old Super Nintendo. Oh shit. Oh well, whatever. But it's replacing this. Whatever, I'm not going to sell this or anything. I love this thing, even though I did just drop it. But, you know, Jesus, I can't hold on to this bastard. But I'm going to keep them both, you know, unless maybe somebody wants to trade some Battletoads stuff for this. But I really do, I really like the Super Nintendo, and I think it looks really well. This really turned out great, I think. Actually, I did all the painting on this one. My buddy did the painting on the other one, but this is me here, and I decided to put one here and here. The original plan was to put one here, here, and then up here. And this one was going to be a little bit bigger than these two, because there are 3 Battletoads, so I knew there had to be 3 insignias. But I did a test spray down here, a little light one, and I didn't like how it looked, so I covered that back up with black paint, and decided, you know, up here it'll look good. I can't do 3 right here, so how about where the console just sort of shifts up a little bit? Let's do one right there. So that's what I did, and careful with that. And you know, it turned out great. The black paint really hides some of the blemishes that it has. All the corners were chipped. There are chips in every corner, so we tried working around that by getting some of that liquid nails stuff, and then filling in the cracks and then sanding it out. Didn't work out as well as I'd hoped, but it doesn't look bad, and you can't really tell unless you look at it. I tested this baby out once again. It works great. The bottom, we left all the stickers. And, oh, here's what I wanted to tell you. Here's where it says Super Nintendo. You see it on there? It says Super Nintendo right here, Entertainment System. Well, when I uncovered that, it looked hideous, because the gray and the white mixed in here, it just did not look good at all. So I was like, screw that, I'm going to cover that up. And then what I ordered was, I ordered this sticker, but in purple. So I have a purple sticker coming, which should look well, and if not, I can always take it off. It was a cheap sticker, so another decal sticker, so it'll look good. And I'm hoping that it'll fit just about perfectly in there. Looks like it will too. So, I just wanted to show that off. And then, of course, when I make a custom console, gotta make a custom controller. So I just sort of whip this up. It's okay. It's a little iffy, but it plays fine. It matches the console. So, how many controllers do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4 Super Nintendo controllers, and then I have one that matches this. Originally I thought of doing a Battletoad symbol here, and then maybe one in the back, but I couldn't quite get it, so I just decided to do one here. I think it looks pretty decent. Maybe I should get another Nintendo sticker for here. Might be a little too big, but I'm not really sure. Let me know what you guys think. So, bottom line, those are some pickups that I got, and again, with the Battletoads thing, contact me if you have any of the Battletoads games. And maybe we can work out a trade, or I'll buy them from you, because I really like that series. I'm trying to get them all, and some of the guys online, are asking a little too much for me. So I don't really want to spend that kind of money. But again, I'll do a trade maybe, depends on what you want. But definitely, let me know if you have any and you want to maybe do something. So it's been Cobra, and thanks for watching. At my place around me is very hit or miss. Sometimes you'll find some great stuff, but sometimes you just leave there with nothing. Like today I went in there, they had an old Game Boy, which I'm not really desiring, and they had a Genesis controller, but I already have plenty of those, so there's no reason to get another one. So I didn't get anything, but the other day I was there and I sort of did really well. First thing I'll show you. I really can't believe that it was even there. It's it's Mario Paint complete in the box with the mouse pad, the mouse, everything. Which kind of sucks because I just bought the mouse and mouse pad for like 20 bucks a few weeks ago. Then I find it at Goodwill for like $4 in the box. Unbelievable. But I can't complain too much. Really happy to find this. I have a little collection of. Hey guys, Cobra here. And this is a pickups video, but I also have a little surprise in the end. It's something I didn't really let anybody know about, and I just sort of did it, and I'm going to show you guys, and we'll see what happens. But let's get into some recent things I've gotten. I don't know if you guys saw my Battletoads review. If not, check it out. But this is new, Battletoads for the Genesis. Picked that up a few days ago. Things in the box going up on my high shelf up there. So. And then I was walking through, and I just found this, and I was going over to my buddy to say, hey, look what I found. And I passed this lady, and she had a box similar to mine in there. And I was like, hey, what is that? And I look, it's a Super Game Boy in a big box like that. And I was like, oh my god, I don't even have a Super Game Boy. So I was like, crap, she's gonna buy that. Then she started showing it to her like her. I also picked up this offline, got it for like $1.50, I think. It's a code book for some NES and SNES, Super NES, and I believe there's some Game Boy in there too. But I'm trying to collect some of those old manuals. And I was at the Goodwill the other day, and the Goodwill.